The Montreal Canadiens are the first team in the National Hockey League to punch their ticket to the NHL's Final Four, and they did so in dominating fashion over the Winnipeg Jets, where they led the series from start to finish and ultimately swept the Jets in 4 games. Now, there were definite question marks surrounding this Montreal Canadiens team as they headed into the postseason this year, whether it was injuries, lineup deployment, or just in general how this team was structured and built by Marc Bergevin. But some of those questions have been answered now as we head into the 3rd round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and the Habs being one of those teams remaining. Now, there are definitely going to be question marks about how the Canadiens built their defense, and rightfully so. But right now, with Shea Weber, Ben Sherratt, Jeff Petry, and Joel Edmondson playing as well as they are for this Canadiens team, you have to at least subside those questions for a little bit and see whether or not it's sustainable throughout the entirety of a Stanley Cup playoff run. Now, in the postseason, it's really about how healthy you can stay and how effective you can be even when you're not as healthy as you want to be at this time of year. And the Montreal Canadiens are going to have to prove that moving forward here, especially with Jeff Petry being out for game number 4 of their series versus the Winnipeg Jets after a freak injury in game number 3. It sounds like Jeff Petry should be ready for the round 3 series, and if he's not ready for the beginning of it, he should be ready early on in this series, which is big for this Montreal Canadiens team. You need an effective Jeff Petry if you have any chance of sticking with the Colorado Avalanche or Vegas Golden Knights. Hopefully the irony of this situation isn't lost on all of us, because this is exactly how Claude Julien wanted the Montreal Canadiens to play this season, and now Dominique Ducharme is doing that to a T with how he's managing the defense and how he's managing the forward lines up front for this Habs team. All of the veterans are playing a big role for this Montreal Canadiens team, whether it's Yoel Armia, Corey Perry, and Eric Staal. But the kids are where this impact is really being felt for this Habs team. It's Cole Caufield, it's Jesperi Kotkaniemi, and it's Nick Suzuki that are really pushing this Canadiens team over the top and giving them a realistic chance at hoisting the Stanley Cup this season. The one thing that's really interesting to me right now is how this Canadiens team found success in the postseason and some of the key pieces that are really leading them to that success. If you look at 2 of those key pieces, both of them were free agent signings this summer in Tyler Toffoli, who came at a bargain rate from the Vancouver Canucks, and Corey Perry, who was signed on the first day of training camp for this Montreal Canadiens team. You have to look at the impact that Corey Perry has had in the postseason. Marc Bergevin has said it time and time again, there are players that get you to the playoffs and there are players that get you through the playoffs, and Corey Perry is undoubtedly a player that gets you through the playoffs. He's had a different gear in this postseason than he had during the regular season, and he's been a big part of the 4th line's success so far with this Canadiens postseason run. Now back to Tyler Toffoli for 1 second. You really have to thank Canucks general manager Jim Benning for not even offering Tyler Toffoli a contract despite having some success with the Vancouver Canucks after being dealt there last season from the Los Angeles Kings. Toffoli really provides a unique element to this Montreal Canadiens team. We know that they have strong possession players, but they lack finishers, and Toffoli brings just that to this Montreal Canadiens team, and it's paid dividends in the postseason when the games matter the most. Now, we already thanked Jim Benning earlier in this video, so we have to thank the 14 other general managers in the NHL for passing on Cole Caufield and letting him fall to the Montreal Canadiens at 15th overall just 2 years ago. Cole Caufield is an elite goal scorer, and he has been at every level, but what's been really impressive to me in this postseason is his playmaking ability, and it was very evident on both the game-winning goal versus the Toronto Maple Leafs in overtime and the same overtime goal that he scored with Tyler Toffoli here just last night against the Winnipeg Jets. Cole Caufield is going to be an elite player in this National Hockey League for a very long time, and he's already proving so in the playoffs. That's it for me today from Cook's Corner. As always, comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought of the Montreal Canadiens 4-game sweep of the Winnipeg Jets, and if you think they have a shot moving forward versus the Colorado Avalanche or the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm Zach Cook. We'll see you later.